They fired me from my job, then begged me to do it. I handle all the supplies, records, and equipment logistics for a research lab. Not glamorous, but it keeps the entire place from falling apart. Every chemical, every sample, every freezer load, if it exists in that building, it's got my signature somewhere. I've been there 5 years, worked my way up from the bottom, learned everything from scratch, and by now, everyone knows if something runs smoothly, it's because I made it happen. A few months ago, my boss gave me a new responsibility: cryogenic documentation. We're talking the giant silver freezers that sit at negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit, keeping rare samples safe. It's delicate, detailed work, and one mistake can ruin thousands of dollars worth of research. I didn't mind. More trust, more accountability. I was proud. Then came Friday. At 2 p.m., I noticed everyone heading into the conference room. Doors closed. I wasn't invited, which was weird, since I usually sit in on all inventory or lab logistics meetings. I texted my coworker, Jace. "What's going on?" He just replied, "Don't know." 40 minutes later, everyone came out. Nobody looked at me. Not one person met my eyes. Jace passed my desk and whispered, "Talk later." That's when my stomach dropped. At lunch, Jace told me everything. Apparently, the meeting was about me. A scientist named Dr. Voss, who's notorious for blaming her mistakes on literally anyone else, claimed I had messed up her cryologs and ruined her experiment. She said I failed to record a transfer properly, and months of her data were now useless. Total lie. I double log everything. I take time-stamped photos for verification. I could prove every single move I make, but my boss didn't ask, didn't call me in, didn't check the system. He just told the whole lab that I was being removed from the cryogenic documentation role because they needed someone more experienced, just like that. No conversation, no warning, no respect. Public humiliation served cold. I sat at my desk all afternoon, pretending to work while I burned inside. My manager walked past 3 times and didn't say a word. At 4:30, I got a message on Teams from Priya, the brand new lab tech. She'd started 2 weeks ago, still couldn't even properly calibrate the centrifuge. Her message said, "Hey, can you handle the cryo documentation for Dr. Voss's samples today? I don't really know how to do it yet, and she needs it done before 6, so she doesn't have to stay late." I stared at that message for a long minute. So let me get this straight. They told everyone I wasn't qualified to do the job, handed it to someone with no idea what they were doing, and now that person wanted me to do the work for her so Dr. Voss wouldn't have to stay late. Absolutely not. I typed back, "I'll get back to you." Then I closed Teams, opened up my supply order spreadsheets, and went right on with my actual job. At 5:15, she messaged again. "Hey, did you see my message? Dr. Voss really needs this done." Didn't reply. At 5:45, Jace walked by and whispered, "Voss is freaking out." I shrugged. Not my problem. Apparently, she ended up staying until almost 9 p.m. that night, trying to figure out the cryo logs herself while Priya stood there uselessly. Jace told me later Voss spent the whole night muttering about how unprofessional it was that no one could do a simple task. Oh, the irony. Monday morning, my boss finally called me into his office. The man looked tired. "Why didn't you help Priya on Friday?" he asked. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. I was told that role wasn't mine anymore, and you didn't clarify otherwise." Didn't want to overstep. He just stared, like he'd never considered that. Then he muttered, "All right, that'll be all." Meeting over in 2 minutes flat. Since then, Priya's been struggling hard. She's messed up timestamps, mislabeled samples, even forgot to record a nitrogen refill once. Dr. Voss has been stuck staying late twice a week fixing her own problems. The entire lab's starting to notice. Nobody's said it out loud yet, but I can feel the tide shifting. My boss avoids my desk. Jace keeps giving me these quiet little grins, and every time I pass those cryogenic tanks, perfectly labeled, perfectly organized, I smile a little, because they wanted me gone, but now they need me more than ever.